Because honestly, I don't know how in the heck I'm going to be, if I even set that up right. But you know what? As Kevin Hart says, we're going to learn today. You're going to learn today.
Yeah. I've been down so in love like. 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 In love like. In love like.
Welcome back to my channel. Y'all, I'm literally under the gun. I need a video for today because I have footage for this quilt that I'm finishing and I don't want to, like, it's not done. I have one more row to do, one more border to add on, and then the top will be done. Now, in reality, that will be done today. Because I have the the border cut and I have it sewn together. The quilt is right here. Y'all look, it's right here, but I need to like press this and do all of that. So basically it's not ready. So instead today may not be the full length that I prefer having the longer videos. But instead, we're gonna just go with what we have. So it's gonna go up later than normal, but it will be up today, okay? Because we know I don't do a whole bunch of editing. So with that said, if you want to stick around, then you know the drill. I'm gonna actually keep it pushing because you know my vlogs have a different intro. So with that said, what do I have going on? I'm finishing that top. I have to add that last border, which I just told you. I'm loving this quilt. I already know I'm going to be doing another one, which I think I've told you guys about. I'm gonna show you the fabric I'm gonna use. The next one is going to be with this fabric. Now, I made some adjustments on this one, and once you see the whole quilt, you'll see. You saw me make choices along the way, like you'll see it in the vlogs when I did that. But I sort of made these design choices of, I'm calling it like have this sort of two-toned feel. And I kind of feel like I'm going to want to do that again. So even though I have this to go in the middle, I'll still need the background fabric. That one has white, which I already have white in a bolt. And then I need to have something on that one. I had a darker on the outside. And I have a bolt of blue. I have this bolt of blue, but I feel like this blue is too close to the blue that is in here. So, there we go. I pulled that bolt out to see. So I know I'm going to need to find something else, and I'm not sure yet. I just know I'm going to need to do it. And this one is going to my daughter and my son-in-law. So my other son, okay? And I don't know how much I need, but the point is I'm gonna be on the hunt. Why does this not have the background fabric? Is 4.5 yards, so I need 4.5 yards of something. So I gotta just sort of play with that. What I love about this is there are no whites. And almost all of them are different fabrics, even though they have the same tone. give or take, I think like 2 fabrics. All of them are different, even though the coloring is similar. So I think that's pretty cool. And I'm gonna look for something. I really feel like I'm gonna do something different. And it might even be that instead of trying to find another color, that I do just black, because I think the black would be just fine on the outside, because I will want something darker than this, or else it just wouldn't hit the same. Another option that I have is that I could, I have 2 packs of these, and I think I only need one. Do I only need one? Yeah, it's saying I only need one, but I have 2. So what I could do is stick to some of the lighter tones, but I don't think I want to do that, because I found with that one, it was so much better when I just cut and don't get into placement, because all of that was so hard to tell anyway. So anyways, that's neither here nor there, but that's what I'm going to be doing next time on this quilt. So yeah. Now because I do have this, I'll be able to do some of the other things like I did on this one. Like I added an inner border and I added an outer border, or that's the last border I'm going to do. So I'll have enough to do an inner border. I really, really, really wish I would have had enough to do a Scrappy inner border. I just think that would have just brought it together. But when I'm looking at it, it's kind of good that I didn't, because I think bringing back, you'll see it, bringing back in the orange just worked. So with that said, that's what I kind of have on my agenda, like in the back of my mind as I finish this, that I'm just going to start looking out for the background fabric for this so that I can do that. I know I have white, and air quote, worst case scenario, I just go with black. And if I do that, I have black by the bolt. I might even... Hey Siri, what is a contrasting color for navy blue?
White is a classic high contrast partner that sets up the deep hue and gives navy a lively lift. Red is also a good option as it is nearly opposite on the color wheel, creating a complementary color scheme. This is from bhg.com and blissjill.com.
My brain was thinking that I could go with a black, or I could even go with a really, like, not dark, but warm, for lack of a better word, gray. This gray came in clutch and turned out to be fire. So something like this would have even been, I think this is just not dark enough, and I don't have enough of it anyway. So anyways, that's what I'm having in the back of my brain while I'm working. That's what I'm having back in my brain. And so what we're going to do today is I want to do a block for my cathedral. So let me grab it and so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. My thoughts, pardon the shake, is that I'm going to do a cathedral. What I am not certain of is if I want to do it by hand or machine. And so I've already started assembling what I'm considering my blocks so that they fit in this container. You guys have seen all of these things, right? Y'all have seen me getting organized. At least I think the clips have made the vlogs, but whatever. Now I need to do the next step. So I've got to decide where I want to do. Okay. I have some that have a middle block that is another fabric. And then I have some that I plan to do just straight. This one is a little bit messy because I did lines, like ink lines, which I wouldn't do again. But the point is it's already there. So I have some that's plain, and then I'm going to have some that have that pop of color. Here's another example in the middle, because I want it so that when you see it from the back, there's some color every once in a while, since you're doing the front and the back at the same time. Now, according to what I've watched on YouTube and what I've sort of researched, Cathedral quilts, like most quilts, were originally, primarily done by hand. And since working by hand has just become a love, I think I want to do this as something that's an ongoing project, knowing that I'm going to do hexagons and I'm going to work on my Big Mama quilt in between stuff. My most recent hand sewn project of my journal, the journal top is done. I'm working on the rest of the internal pages, and once I have them sewn into the journal, I'll show you guys the finished product. But for now, I want to see what this looks like completed. It took a long time based on watching different videos to decide how many blocks I wanted to do, what size I wanted the blocks to be. Every video that I watched, I found that they were different. And so that took me a minute. I literally have a whole note in my phone of just all the final videos that are the ones that I go back to and that I really, really like. And so with that said, I have this. So now the point of all that was to say, I now need to I want to work up a complete one so that I can sort of make those final design decisions for myself of like where I want them to, the blocks to go, making the final call as to whether I'm getting the blocks as we speak. Oh, y'all. I feel like when I finish this, when I do this, I'm going to love it so much. Okay. Y'all, I'm excited. And so my words are stumbling over in my own head. I see the background fabric. Okay, I'm sorry. So when I started cutting this, I was using at first fabrics that I low-key didn't kind of like, or no, not that I didn't like I didn't know what to do with them, but there was something about them that I liked at first. And then when I started thinking about it, I got these fabrics from someone. I can't even remember who it was. It was an older lady. She was a quilter, and she gave me the fabric, and I was just like, because when I used to go to those classes, I was the youngest person in there, so people would give me stuff, and I just didn't want to be disrespectful and not take it. So then I started having these fabrics. I didn't know what to do with, because in the beginning I did not like floral fabrics. Now I'm starting to like them, but I did not like floral fabrics. And so I didn't know what to do with them, and I just had them. Now, come to find out, when I started cutting them down to smaller pieces, I love them because I guess they just don't feel overwhelming to me. Now, when I've seen people do this, they will end up doing I've seen people do different, every extra fabric was different, or I've seen people follow some sort of pattern, like maybe they use like a jelly roll, or they used a fat quarter bundle to do a lot of their colors. And what I decided to do was go through my fabrics and sort of pick out all of these what I'm calling muted tones. And as I started pulling them out, I started looking for other opportunities to match with them. I have a lot of fabrics that are the same, again, because when that woman gave me stuff, y'all, she gave me a lot of fabric. So it's going to be a lot of repeats. So I got a bunch of these. I have these, and I don't know different errors of fabrics. That's not my testimony. I just went by what I have. So for example, this, and I have some that came from charm packs where I just pulled out the browns and the creams and the tans. I have some fabrics that have memories. I have some fabrics that came from other quilts. You've seen this fabric before. I have some that were too light or whatever to go in other ones, but I think it'll look good against this muslin. It's just, so I've been literally saving them and putting them in here. And I know right now, like I have a lot of these greens. So my goal is to like use these knowing that I'm going to be using some of the same or similar fabrics, but just try my best not to have one of the same one in the same block. I'm calling them blocks. I don't know what it's called. So here is what I want to, in the end, to be my block setup, which I'm going to turn around because it makes it easier to see, which it is 9 of the little envelopes, the pouches. Let me, because I was showing you that and it made my organization a little bit off. Let me just redo my order. And so I want to be able to work in these sort of sets of 9, and then having probably something like every 4th one being one with the pop of color block. Just like all the others, if you are watching this and you've seen any sort of Cathedral tutorial, this is not a tutorial, but if you've seen them, then you've seen before. I'm just going to do a little bit of a step out so you know what we're working with. So I just did muslin. I have some that's cream, some that's white, some that's bleached. I just decided to use the muslin. I have no idea how I ended up with all this muslin. And in the back of my mind, I just knew I was going to do this one day. I even bought a 10 yards of black muslin to do this, but I've decided to use that for my bricks quilt and then use this sort of white, off-white muslin for this cathedral. So I started off with a block. This block for me, I believe I went with 9.5. I went with 9.5 inches on my my block. Then I did it into pouches and sewing both sides. And then I don't think I have any pouches that are not. Then once I did the pouch, I felt it coming. You sort of sew it together like you're about to close it off and leave an opening, turn it inside out. And once you turn it inside out, you flip it inside out and then it'll look like this. And once I had these, I want to have 9 of these to turn into this. Now, I've mixed and matched videos to the point where I know for sure I would like to put them together like this by machine, like do this part by machine and then do the rest of it by hand. I do the pouches by machine and I want to do like adding the actual blocks in there by hand. The color blocks for the windows or whatever are 2.5-inch squares, and I have a bunch of fabrics already prepared to turn into more, which I just did 5-inch squares. I have a lot of them. There's some in here that I don't know if I will actually use. Like I have a bunch of cream ones in here that I don't know if I'm gonna use. Oh, well, I could use them inside of my colored ones, so maybe. So I have that. And what else? I also have the muslin, and then I have my pops of color, and I have like this chocolate brown. I have some of these pretty florals. I have teal, and the only color that I'm missing that I really need to get, and I'm gonna make a note of this, I need to find a really pretty coral. I need to find a coral fabric. So I'm gonna actually put that down when I look for the background fabric for that, that dark background fabric. And coral. And a coral for Cathedral. Okay, now, so that was the whole step out. Now what I need to do is I need to, honestly, I don't fully know. Okay, so I think the next step that I'm going to do is to go through and start tacking down all of these. Girl, get yourself together. Come on. You need to fix yourself a little bit. I'm like, you the camera, you the camera person. Y'all, I'm in my workout clothes, so just, and of course, the thread is everywhere. So what I need to do is come through and do these, and I want to do that by hand. And then, y'all, this is the part I'm figuring out as I go. And then I believe that means the blocks would like go in this place. So as an example, this would go here, right? So there's that way. And there's also the way where you can put it inside here. And then do the fold back like this. But I don't think that's the way that I want it. Even though that looks pretty interesting. I think I want the color to take up more, which I think happens when you do it this way. Because when you do it this way, and that's tacked down, then you have, it'll look like that. And I think I want the color blocks to take up some of this white. So that's what I need to do. Y'all, this is totally an experiment. Now, part of this, as I'm doing this, I have told myself that, okay, how many blocks do I need? I want to see how many blocks I need so that I can prepare, because I don't know. Let me bring up my notes. Y'all, when I do stuff like this, I have to take notes because I'm like literally going through, watching videos. I looked for different cathedral sort of quilts in magazines, but I didn't find that many of them. I think it's just, you know, it comes and goes as far as it being popular, its popularity. Here we go. All right, okay, so that's 9. I don't know what to call them. They must have a name instead of little pocket thingies. 9, and then now I got to figure out how many color squares that we need. Okay. Now, as I'm doing this, my table is an absolute mess. It's a mess. And it's my fault. And I accept responsibility. Yay. Now, the table is just about clear. Clear enough. Clear-ish. And now I need to select 9 fabrics. And now will be the best time for me to change the view and try to do overhead. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so here's what we're working with. Let's see if I can pull you out just a little bit more. Pardon the shadow, but there we go. I'm going to take them off. And now what I need to do is, you know what, Dana? Don't go crazy. Hold on. And now I need to tack this down. Before I tack this down though, I'm going to press this. I want to press this really good. I'm just going to use my mobile pressing mat. And I want to just press it really good. I have no idea if I'm doing this right, but what else can you do? It's a little bit on the wonky side, but overall, I like where this is going. My iron is still warming up. I'm gonna also grab my sewing kit. I brought my butterfly kit up downstairs. I honestly feel like I think I want to make another one. I'm pulling up a chair. Now, if I used my other stand, the light would be a little bit better, but y'all, y'all know this is not meant to be a tutorial channel. We are going on a journey. I was wondering whether I should use regular white. This morning, I ordered some cream. Ordered some cream thread using the same one because I really like it. Oh my gosh. All right, the iron is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and do a knot. I don't know if this is done with a single thread or a double thread because no one ever says that in any of the tutorials that I've seen. So for this, I'm gonna do a double thread. And the reasoning that I'm going to use for that is the fact that you want this to stay anchored and you're going to be doing a lot of tugging on it. But that would make a huge old knot. I didn't mean to do it that big, but this is a thick thread. I sort of don't think I need to. This is not normal sewing thread. What I'm gonna do is, okay, let's see, can you even see me? I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit. I wanna do it with one thread because I don't know. And if find that it doesn't work, it doesn't feel strong enough, then I'll go to 2. Oh, sorry, we're rocking the camera. Okay, my needle is ready. I'm going to just let it rest on the magnet for a second. And I want to press this. So I got this iron. I didn't realize until I saw the box that this was similar to the iron that I saw Tasha also get. Y'all, we have so many similarities. Hence why we're good friends. And I've been using this iron for about a week. I did not do an unboxing for it, y'all, because when I ordered it, I needed it right then. But I will tell you this. I can see how it is going to be such a good addition to my supplies. But I also have seen how the things I don't like about it. I was like, why did that feel so thick? Because it was turned in the wrong direction. These aren't laying down very smooth. Y'all, when I did this, I was like, listen, on a wing and a prayer. And then this morning, I realized to do this, I think having the fabric pressed really well makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. And I just didn't want to keep stopping to press. Again, another reason why I decided to get this, because I think just pressing it and having it nice and ready will just make a huge difference. This is not the best on this one, but I think it's just based on how when I did the sewing. And this is a dry iron. Okay. So with that said, I feel so nervous because I'm recording this live and I'm doing it live. And I'm going to pick one of these bottom ones first. Because, can I just tell you that while I'm doing this, one of the things that I'm learning more than anything in this season, of my crafting journey and my quilting journey is how much your learning comes from doing. Like, I know that in theory, but I think sometimes, do I want to pop that? I do. You know, that you learn, you can feel like you're learning because you are watching. Because I love to watch, like, while I'm doing stuff. And in theory, you are, right? Like, because you are, I don't know if I'm doing this right, y'all. So please just take the fact that we are doing this like the old show theme, or what is it, the little trailer music. We're doing this in living color, okay? The fact that, you can watch stuff and you can, do I want to drop it back? I do. I want to drop it back. You can watch videos and stuff and you can feel like, like you are sort of getting the hang of stuff. You're learning options. You're learning about tools. But the reality is, like, you don't know how all that information is going to work for you until you actually do it. And then I'm also finding that it's not just the doing it. It's like you got to do it quite a few times to know I like doing it that way. Your personal preferences. I do not want it to knot. I do not want it to accidentally knot. And then I'll hit it one more time with the iron once this is done. Like, you don't know until you've gone through and you've done it. Then, and this is something I tell my clients all the time. It's like, then what you have to do is you have to launch. You have to put that baby out into the world. And then that's when you really can have an opportunity to evaluate your thoughts and sort of, take stock. I think that's good. I don't know how this is going to look. However, it feels sturdy. So if that's any indicator, especially for the fact that I'm only doing one string, it feels sturdy. And I think it looks okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to... I really wish I was doing this and I was actually sewing something down. Oh no. Oh, that's not how I'm supposed to do it. How in the world would you do that, Gun? Oh no, y'all. I messed up already. I know I should be getting a seam ripper. Because I just realized I can't do that like that. Why, you may be wondering. When I sewed this up, you actually sew in these seams to sew them together because I did not want to do a top stitch. So I should not touch these. Can I get away with doing that? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. And I'm gonna leave this because when I sew them down, I sew on this edge. So that means all the perimeter should be left untouched. Y'all, I'm so confused. I don't remember anything. Listen. This goes back to what I was just talking about. I'm going to do another knot. And this is exactly why I wanted to do this. I told myself that doing it this way, in the end, if I don't like it or something, I can always turn it into a pillow. And if I love it, which I'm hoping I love, I can use it. So what I'm thinking is, I think I'm just going to tack them down, even if it's just 3. Like, what choice do I have? Because in this case, the only ones that I would do that have 4 would be the center. Y'all, I don't remember anybody saying anything about this. And I watched a lot of videos. So what I'm about to do is I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to do the 3 and just be okay with doing the 3. And then what I'm going to do is when it's time to, after I sew up that edge to another set of blocks, I will tack that last one down. So then with that said, I'm going to pass through this twice. And then I'm going to pass through this center and bring it down. Can you see me? I'm sorry. Once. I should have left this string shorter, but I didn't. So I'm going to do it one more time. I'm doing this where it's actually going through the center of the main part of the block only once. And I think I'm going to go through it one more time. I'm going to go back through here because I don't have the other side to connect it to. This is when I probably should use a thimble. And then what I'm going to do is turn this last one into, no, I'm not. I was going to say I'm going to turn it into a knot, but I'm not. I'm going to knot it down here. You can't, I'm going to just take a little piece out of that intersection. Uh-oh. I did the string way too long. Now I know I'll only do like an arm's length. And I think I'm going to do that one more time. Not I think, I am. And then I'm going to do one more knot. Y'all, I'm always like, how many times do you need to do it to be sure? So I'm just going to do it one more. It's not going to hurt. Lord's will, it doesn't hurt. And then when it's time, I'll just, connect those, and then I'll just sew that there. And I probably could have done better, but it feels good. And these are going to get folded down, and I'm going to hit it with the iron one more time to sort of set it. And then, am I going to pop this? I am. I'm going to just do, y'all. I did the string way too long. But I'm going to just do this as a small little bitty knot. And then I'm going to pop it. Because I already did, put like the resurface. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it down. I'm not passing all the way through the bottom, making sure. And then I'm going to come up a little ways off. Y'all, this fabric is like thin, but not thin, so there we go. Just kind of want to go out a little bit. This feels so fiddly, but I think it's the fact that I'm new. I haven't done this before. There we go. And then I like to pull it just a little bit, then snip it, then relax it and massage it. Okay, I feel confident about that. So let's do it a little bit more. And this time, I'm going to do it one more time, and I'm going to say it with my chest, okay? All right, I'm going to do the knot. So while I'm doing this, I was thinking about, I've been reading books, and I have not done the videos for those. I need to. I'll probably start doing them on my phone, like right after I finish the book, because since I put the last one up, I think I've read 4 books. But instead of talking about a book today, because I have Dana Reads, I want to talk about okay, this one was one that so sorry. This one, y'all, I don't know how to make that light any better. It's right overhead, which is probably not helping much, but it's what we have. This one is the one that I just finished. It has 3 that are being tacked down and 1, let's just call it, panel that is not. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this up, and I'm going to put a straight pin for now. I don't know why. I don't even know if I need it, but for now, I'm just going to do it. So just humor me. Okay, because that one's done. And then I'm going to do this. Now, when I do these corner ones, it's only going to be 2 panels that are being tacked down. It's not going to be like 3 panels here, and then this one in the middle will be 4 panels. So I'm going to do one of the 2s, and then I should feel like an old pro when I get to the 4. So let's do this one, and I'm going to just turn. This is my June Taylor cutting board pressing mat combo that I take whenever I go to retreats. That's what I'm using, and I'm finding it being a little lifted is beneficial. Now, I don't know if that affects you being able to see it, but I think having those lines can help a little bit. So I just need to do these 2. So what I want to talk about today, other than, trial and error here, is we went to go see that movie. Oh, look at this. Wait. I did not close these because I wasn't sure if I wanted to. I felt like I didn't have to, because whenever you add the blocks, this is all being sewn down. That little piece is hidden off in here. And then this is going to be sewn down. And then this is going to be sewn down. And so it won't even be exposed, is what I thought. I'm going to keep going, but I'm not sure about that decision. So, if you're a person where it's like, I do not want to hear about that movie, then I have no intentions of doing spoiler alerts. But I was like you, okay, originally. I will also say, if you feel like you have stayed away from the movie for your religious reasons or faith-based reasons, I do want to pop this. Are you going to pop without me ripping? I should have not done it right at the seam. That's my fault. So I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to pop it because I did it right here, and I should have did it a little further over because it's bumping up against that seam. If you did not want to do it for religious reasons, I understand. But I'm just letting you guys know I'm going to talk about it, and I'm not going to talk about any of the gruesome stuff or anything. I think y'all know me, and if you don't and you're new, welcome. But yeah, so we're just going to talk about it. Okay. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. So I had no intentions of going to see that movie. I am not a person who likes horror, anything, books, movies, shows. I am not a fan of jump scare stuff. That's just not my thing. It could be, I don't know. It could be a personal flaw. I don't know, y'all. It's never been my thing. never. And I am a person that I like, it can disrupt my sleep. So I just am very mindful of like what I watch because of that. Y'all, I already feel the difference. I think I've made some good decisions with this. Okay, so I've already passed through it twice. I don't think I need to do one more. But what I am going to do is I'm going to drop down and I'm going to pick up some of that seam. Y'all, if somebody is watching this and you've done this a million times, y'all, just charge it to the fact that your girl's over here doing this self-taught, okay? I'm going to drop down. And all I want right here is that it's secure, because I'm going to have to come back later and close these other 2 flaps. And those other 2 flaps maybe close at totally different times, because I have a feeling I'll go across and then I'll go down. And so I just want it to be secure. So, and all the time that I'm doing this, I am not dropping down to the back. So I don't feel it puncture my finger. I don't feel any of that. And I'm putting a little knot, and I'm just going to go with the fact of doing 3. So I had no intentions of going to see the movie. The trailer did not show me anything I personally thought I wanted to see. I will say this. With that said, one of my favorite movies of all time is a vampire movie. I, as someone who writes paranormal romances, I love watching some movies that have other worldliness to it, to just see how creatives handle those aspects. So that part of it is something that fascinates me. As someone who is a writer, I should have done that a little closer, but you know what? It's already been knotted down twice. I just didn't want the strings just loose and hanging, you know? And so, had no intentions. My daughter and son-in-law, our kids went to go see the movie. Now, my kids, we homeschooled. Y'all, all this is going to come together, I promise. We homeschooled, and as a part of our children's learning experience, we limited television, electronics, all of that. All of it was monitored until they were 15 and 17, and even then it was still monitored. And so my kids are not TV people. They don't watch a lot of TV. They don't, even to this day. My son he likes gaming, but they're not huge movie people or any of that. Even though my husband and I love movies. And I just, chalk it up to the fact that they just they did not watch a lot of TV. It wasn't a part of their normal life. They only got to watch an hour or so of TV a week. And they had to do that based on, y'all, we had a punch card system. Okay. So, okay, so that's done. I think I did good. It feels secure. Do I want to try to pull it? Yeah, no, it feels secure. Okay. You know what? Before I put these pins, I turned the iron back on. By the time I finish this one over here, it should be warm. So we're going to do this one. That's another 2. they went to go see the movie. Oh, I already have it prepped. Yay. Okay, I said I'm going to not go right up against it. I'm going to go a little bit further out so I can come up on the side of it and pop it. Y'all, listen, I'm pulling hard too. I keep forgetting whenever I want to pop this particular thread, I should not go around 4 times. I should only go around 3 because it's a thicker thread. Sorry. So our daughter went to and son went to go see the movie. I'm just gonna let it be. When they went to go see it, she came back and she said, "Ma, you need to go see that movie." First of all, for her to recommend a movie, I'm already listening because she doesn't recommend movies. Now, they go to movies a lot because her husband likes going to movies. But she's, again, someone that she cannot go see a movie and be just fine. But she will go, like if we do it as a family or if he wants to see something like in support. Okay. But for her to make that recommendation, that meant something. So I was like, really? And so once she said that, I had intentions. I was like, okay, I'll go because she recommended it. Now, because I couldn't go do it right away, my work schedule was really busy that week. I knew I couldn't go right away. But it also meant that it meant that every time someone or something would pop up and on YouTube or in communities or whatever, even though I don't go on social media a lot, I noticed it, right? Because originally I did not pay any attention. Well, I'll take that back. I paid it some attention, mainly from a sense of I like when people do really good media tours. Again, I think it's the creative in me. So when there were interviews with what's his name? What is his first name? I want to say it's Ryan Coogler, and I could be so wrong. If I am, just charge it to my head and I'm a heart. And then I saw an interview with him and Michael B. Jordan, and it was such a good interview. I am a huge fan of supporting Black films. And so, that fell into what I would be interested in. And the interviews were very fascinating. Okay. So once I did that was one knot. Let's just do a couple more. And then after her recommendation, I sort of was in. So we go to the movie, after some trying to go, I guess the hype was kind of spread around. Tickets were, trying to get tickets and all that stuff and then work around my schedule. And so we finally go. Now, I kept telling myself I'm about to knot it off, and I'm sorry, I'm sliding off the edge. I'm just going to do this. Oh, I did that one way too close. So we finally get ready to go. My plan was to watch the trailer again because I felt like I must have missed something because what I saw just didn't make me feel like I wanted to see it. And y'all trying to go between this, and it's not, this fabric is not thick at all. So to try to not pass through the bottom, so again, I didn't get a chance to watch the trailer again. So we just went. And I'm just taking this as, you know, a fun field trip where I get to have theater popcorn because I love theater popcorn. So, okay, cool. We go to the movie. I did not see the trailer again. I knew that it was a vampire movie. So all these are done. Y'all, but I don't want to lose my... Okay. Not bad. Y'all, this cordless iron for doing stuff like this, the bomb. All right, so we've done a 3. We've done a couple of 2s. Now I'm about to do a 4. So we go to the movie. Wait. Before we get to the movie, one more thing. Y'all, this is totally my own opinion, okay? I feel like I thought about doing a video, but I just didn't want it to seem air quote bad. No, that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is come off a little bit. I'm trying to remember, right? This goes back to like doing it a few times and starting to understand what you're doing, right? So I'm setting it off a little bit so I can come towards the middle, popping, and then sort of anchoring. This is going to be the first time that I'm doing a 4, so I'm going to come up from the bottom. My plan is I'm going to grab the ones that are kissing and swoop it back through. And then I think I'm going to then pass across, going under, and get the other one that's kissing, and then pull it through. I watched the other movies with Ryan Coogler. Yeah, is it Ryan? Oh my goodness. I gotta look it up on my phone because I'm gonna feel all kinds of ways if I got this man's name wrong. What is his name? Yes, Ryan Coogler. Okay. I'm wondering if I can go to IMDb and just get the description. Let's just go to Wikipedia. Sinners is a 2025 American horror film written, co-produced, and directed by Ryan Coogler. Set in 1932 in the Mississippi Delta, the film stars Michael B. Jordan in dual roles as twin brothers who return to their hometown to start again, only to be confronted by a supernatural evil. The film co-stars Haley Steinfeld, I think, Miles Catton in his theatrical film debut, Jack O'Connell. Okay, I'm not going to mess up the other names. This is the rest of the cast. Here is the image. Now, I also, the pairing, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan paired, and they did another film, which was Fruitvale Station. I saw that, which was really good, but to me, it still was a really sad movie. I've only seen that movie, I think twice. I am a person who loves movies. I love movies. But again, it goes back to that whole, that my sensitivity. Now, the big thing that, and I think that one won awards and all that type of stuff. The other pairing with them two together was Black Panther. And most people have heard of Black Panther. I think Black Panther is good, but there are some things that I personally don't like about Black Panther. and the sort of fanfare that everything gets around that film for just some different personal reasons. But overall, I think they do great work together. I'm always fascinated by the fact that Ryan Coogler is both a writer and he's a director. I think that is so cool as someone who's a writer, but to take your written words and turn them into a visual format, I just think it's so cool. Now for this one, I've done the passes. It's down good. Even though when I sewed this, I should have did it a little bit better, but you know what? It's on there. Now what I got to do is do my knots, being that I don't have an opening to do the knots like I had before, or to be able to pop it and all of that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just work out of an opening or something. You know what I'm going to do? Y'all, pardon me in advance that the view on this may not be good, and I don't know because I can't look through the viewfinder and see at the same time. So just rock with me for a second. So I've liked their work together before, give or take. I've liked Michael B. Jordan films. I am a huge, and also, how did I forget Creed? Creed franchise is one of my favorite franchises. So just on the strength of that, I was like, in my daughter's recommendation, I was like, okay, I'm going. Okay. So I like them in Creed better than the other ones. Why does this feel like? Can I just tell y'all? All of these layers feel so odd. It feels so odd. Hold on. Let me stop talking and get this needle. I need it to just go down, but not all the way through. Did I do it? I did do it. Honestly, I don't know why it can't go all the way through. If you're going to sew the other things and they go through, but you know what? I don't make the quilting rules, I guess. I'm going to open this and I'm literally going to just like work off in this little groove. Can you see what I'm doing? I don't know. I hope it's not blurry, but I'm just going to work off in here in this intersection, just pulling up some of the, because I know I'm not getting off in there, and I can just put a nice little knot, you know, and I keep forgetting that the camera truly is over here. So y'all, this is the worst sort of review. I'm sorry. It's not a review. It's not a review. My thoughts. So, I should have pulled that a little bit more. Oh no, I didn't pull it good enough. See that? You can't see it because this is like fabric on fabric on fabric. I'm just pulling up a pinch of fabric to be able to make a knot that's going to hide off and under that sort of lip. I'm going to do one more. Just working on the 3. Oh, nope, I don't want it to cross into that. So I go see the movie, not with a lot of, the reason I'm saying all this is I have a level, this is the way I would say it. I have a level of trust for the combination of Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. Okay, that's the first thing I'm going to say. And then now I want to do my knot and pop it. Okay, whenever I do this, I do an old school sort of pass-through knot. I don't know what it's called, just I guess a regular square knot, I think it's called. And what I do is sort of slow down. I keep my finger really close to where I exited so that my knot will kind of go, and I keep it like right in the middle until it starts getting down. And so that my end of my knot will be really close and it'll be easy to pass through and pop. And so that's what I'm about to do now. I had trust for their creative duo of the two of them. However, my suspicion of the whole dynamic comes in when it's a fairly nice sized budgeted Hollywood film in them, because I found that sometimes I feel like, oh, how can I say this? I think it just has a stench / aroma of hidden racism. That's the best way I can say it. Okay, so it wasn't 100%, but I was like, okay, I'm going. I go to the movie. And then the last part of that combination is the fact that I don't like horror films. Okay, they scare me. Okay, I'm scary. Okay, that knot is done. I'm going to do the 3 and the 3, and then I think, yeah. So, because I was like, okay, I think I'm going to do one more 3. And then because the rest of them, except for over here, is another 2, I can sort of pause and come back with another clip. Okay. Or something. Okay. So I go to the I go to see the movie. So I would say if I had to bring all those elements together, I'm like a little bit, I would say 75% I'm on board. That's a good way, because it's like, some dings, but some strong points. Okay. So we sit at the movie. Number 1, the movie is beautifully shot. The cinematography, and I know I'm saying that probably a little bit clunky, but it is done beautifully. Okay. If you have ever seen, because I do, it helps me to kind of work out my thoughts in comparisons. It made me think of kind of the sort of visuals you've seen in Color Purple. The original Color Purple. Well, I guess technically the remake as well in Color Purple. The old cars and the clothes, and it's in Mississippi. It's in the South. They started off with the young men. Okay, so it's 2 brothers, Smoke and Stack, both played by Michael B. Jordan. And they have their cousin, who is their first cousin, because their fathers are brothers, who they call Preacher Kid. Y'all, those are the only names I'm going to probably remember, because that's, again, another strong suit for me. And he's their first cousin. Smoke and Stack are coming back to Mississippi after being gone in Chicago. Smoke and Stack have a reputation. When you hear Smoke and Stack, everybody knows, and they are immediately fearful, and they like it that way. Okay. They come back and they have money, and they are deciding to open a juke joint. And they both have history and baggage connected to being back in Mississippi. And their cousin, who is their younger cousin, he looks up to them, right? They are his big cousins, who basically got out of it, this life, because he's a sharecropper. His family is a sharecropper, other than his dad being a preacher. And he is gifted musically, and his father wants him to use his gifts and his talents for music for the benefit of the kingdom. And I'm sure there's a better way to say that, but that's what his father wants. And he just wants, in my opinion, to not feel, to enjoy his music and not feel the burdens of everyday living. And he would like to pursue his music full time, to get out of this small town living and pursue his music full time. And now when the movie opens, they talk about how basically, and that to me, that was one of a big thing, right, with Preacher Kid in music and pursuing what you love and freedom through purpose, I guess, if you want to say it that way. So so there's that. At the beginning of the movie, they sort of have this sort of like a montage or an opening sort of monologue about the power, air quote, power of music. And I was like, uh-oh. And I kind of was going to do some additional research on that before I did this. But y'all, these are just my thoughts. I mean, I don't want to go through. Did I catch it a tiny bit? No, I didn't. Okay. And I think it's just in general a very interesting concept when we see music being something that is like, can be one of the purest forms of worship in scripture. And there's so much that can be just said about that. And I'm always a little bit like hesitant when the topic is explored in a mainstream way, when it is a lot of strong spiritual and biblical truths that can be brought into the conversation, but it's not being explored in that way. And I feel like it can be something that can be, I did it 4 times. Oh, and I pulled it all the way through. Pull too hard. Just feel like it can be just misconstrued, basically. And I think it could be one of those moments where there can be a strong spiritual truth that can be brought into the conversation, that can give people clarity that's not being considered. Yeah, I think that's how I would say it. So with that said, they talk about how music can cross lines and they're, oh, did I do it? Okay. Y'all, I got to be so careful because sometimes pull it right on through, as you just saw. And how talking about music having the ability to essentially cross through between the living and the dead. Now, that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, this movie, and I didn't do a lot of the interviews or read any articles, and now I really would like to, about whether he mentioned or gave a nod to Dusk Till Dawn by Quentin Tarantino. I felt it had a very interesting sort of, I'm sorry, I hope you can see. I'm just doing, this is the 2. Turn the iron on. It reminded me quite a bit of that. That's, my husband liked that movie, and I've seen that movie more than once, but the point is, it was a nod to that, and that everything is going well until night. And there is the influence of African ancestry. There is an influence of Irish ancestry. I feel like I'm saying that word wrong, but I think you get what I'm saying. And there is this blending and sort of amalgamation of music before and music now, but not in a sense where you get all the way to the point of it feeling like a musical, but essentially in the context of everything is connected to everything. And, you know, they open this club and it's meant to be this sort of course, a business for them, a safe haven for sharecroppers, you know, after they've been out in the field all day to get beer and hear good music and dance, you know, and it turns into a night. Oh, no, that was way too long. None of them forget. Oh, no, did I do it? I think I popped it through too much. In the end, I'm going to have to cut that nut off. I let it run too long. In the end, the movie was great. I would watch the movie again. There are aspects of it that I didn't know to sort of pay attention to because there was so much going on in a good way. I think it's one of those movies that you could watch again and again and still see other things. Yeah, when I'm doing this, I'm also with the hope that it's sort of setting those stitches, you know, the way we would normally do. I only have three more to do. Oh, I'm so excited. I need to do this one. I'm going to just use the pens now to sort of mark what I need to do. Just like, you know, checking my work. I need to do this one. I've done this one. I haven't done this one. So I have 2. Ooh, I'm glad I looked at that. This is a 3. This is a 2. This is a 3. I have 3 more blocks to sort of lay down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do these. And then I will come back. I should use my other pens, the ones that can get hot. But some of these overlap, but y'all, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. It might be. You know how when you don't know. And some tell me this is one of those moments where ignorance may not be bliss. So I need to do these 2 and I need to do this one. So I'm just gonna spin this around. I'm gonna pause this because we have been going for a while and y'all already know this is gonna be it. I'm not gonna do no whole bunch of cutting and all of that stuff. I think that this will be helpful. I'm going to finish the last little bit of what I'm talking about right now, and then I'll stop and then come back once I finish these last ones, and then we can actually put some of the squares down. Because honestly, I don't know how in the heck I'm going to be, if I even set that up right. But you know what? As Kevin Hart says, we're going to learn today. You're going to learn today.